Welcome, seekers of the truth, to the Magical Services channel. So, this is going to be a supreme horoscope for the general collective with accents on love and career for the day of April 20th of this year of 2026. So, with that said, collective, let's get into your horoscope. But before I do, let me take the opportunity to let you know about the services of Magical Services. So I offer, because this is going to be a collective reading, and though it will totally apply to the whole entire globe, personal charts are actually more precise to your personal life personally, kind of like your own little fingerprint, um, cosmic fingerprint. This is for you. Um, and so I do offer personal astrology charts of all kinds, useful for all aspects of life. Natal charts can be done to see why you are the way you are and to understand the placements in your chart. And synastry charts can be done to see the energy between you and someone else, to see if you're compatible or not, and or just how to be more tactical and strategic in your approach to that relationship as to make it endure, for instance. Or composite readings could also be done to see the actual energy of a relationship created between you and someone else, as if you're an entity of its own. Once again, so you can be more tactical and strategic in your approach to that relationship. Or suppose you had a very special event, a date or an appointment that you said or someone else said, and you wanted to understand how the astral bodies will align for you personally in regards to that event. A chart could be done for that too. Once again, so you can be more tactical and strategic in your approach to that event, as to get the most of it, for instance. Or is it a good idea to attend the event? When's the best time for the event? Um, Questions of the like. And also, having been initiated into magic since the age of 10 in West Africa, I do have more than 3 decades of magical practice behind me. So I have various spells in regards to various aspects of life, if not all aspects of life. Just ask and we'll see how we can make it happen. And should you request some magical work to be done for you, divination will be done prior hand so we can be more tactical and accurate in our approach to the magical mission. Um, yeah, if any of those services sound like things that would be useful to you in your life, please do contact me and we'll make that happen as soon as possible. My email is in the About section below. You can befriend me on my Facebook channel, which has the same name as this one, Magical Services. And then we can share direct messages if that is more your style, collective. Um, with that said, let us indeed get into your horoscope. So, collective, for the time frame that we're talking about, between April 20th to the 21st, the collective field opens into a highly charged initiation environment where momentum is still carrying forward from a dense Aries configuration. But the system is no longer purely reactive. Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune are all in Aries, forming a stacked initiation architecture where thought, action, discipline, and perception are fused into a single acceleration vector. This creates a collective condition where decisions are made quickly, communication is direct, and action precedes full verification. Mercury in Aries sharpens the cognitive tempo, producing fast conclusions and reduced deliberation. Mars intensifies executive drive, making action almost reflexive. Saturn, embedded in the same sign, introduces consequence gravity into every fast decision, meaning nothing initiated here remains lightweight or easily reversible. Neptune adds a subtle distortion layer where conviction can feel clearer than actual clarity, producing moments where people act on perceived certainty rather than fully grounded understanding. This opening field is not neutral speed, it is structured acceleration with embedded consequence memory. What is initiated under this configuration tends to carry forward into a longer term structural outcomes, even when the initiating impulse was temporary. As the cycle progresses, this Aries dominance does not remain unchecked. A secondary stabilization system begins to assert itself through Taurus activation, where the Sun begins anchoring identity into material continuity and Venus reinforces value based evaluation. Venus in Taurus shifts relational and economic perception towards stability, consistency, and tangible reliability. while Uranus in Taurus disrupts that same need for stability by introducing sudden shifts in preference, value, and attachment logic. This creates a contradiction inside the collective field. The desire for, the desire for security intensifies at the exact moment unpredictability is injected into what is considered secure. The result is a recalibration process where what people thought they valued begins to shift in real time. This is where the system begins to split between what was initiated quickly and what can actually sustain slower evaluation. Early decisions made under Aries pressure begin to encounter Taurus resistance logic, not rejection but verification. The field starts asking whether what was started has durability beyond its initial impulse. This is where some structures begin to stabilize and others begin to lose coherence. Nothing collapses instantly. Instead, everything is tested against time, pressure, and material consistency. Running parallel to this structural shift is the progression of the Gemini moon, which introduces a strong informational and emotional variability there. As the moon moves through Gemini degrees, the collective emotional processing becomes faster but less stable, creating a condition where understanding is fragmented across multiple interpretations rather than consolidated into one emotional truth. Communication increases, responses multiply, and emotional reactions become more distributed across time rather than immediate and resolved. This produces a delay between experience and emotional integration, meaning people often understand what they felt only after they have already responded to it. This informational acceleration creates a feedback loop with the Aries initiation field. Fast thinking meets fast reacting, but neither is fully grounded in emotional processing. This is where misalignment between intention and interpretation becomes more visible, especially especially in interpersonal dynamics, where meaning is constructed in real time rather than pre-established. Within the relational field, specifically, the interaction between Venus in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus becomes central. Attractions are not linear here. It is not simply increasing or decreasing, it is oscillating between stabilization and disruption. Relationships or interactions that feel immediately strong may experience sudden shifts in tone or preference. And this will not be due to external conflict, but due to internal recalibration of value systems, rather. What is desired is being actively reevaluated as the system encounters both comfort and unpredictability within the same energetic space. This produces a selective filtering process where only connections that can tolerate both consistency and change tend to remain coherent. Emotionally, Jupiter in Cancer introduces a deepening layer underneath all surface activity. While external behavior appears fast, shifting, or even inconsistent, internal emotional processing is expanding in depth and sensitivity. This is not emotional volatility, it is emotional amplification. The collective becomes more protective of what feels meaningful, more selective about trust, and more aware of emotional consequence in decision making. Jupiter here does not accelerate emotion, it enlarges its significance. As a result, fewer emotional connections are formed, but those that do form carry greater psychological weight. This emotional expansion interacts subtly with the Aries initiation system. Actions taken quickly are now emotionally charged in hindsight. Even when decisions are made impulsively, their emotional resonance continues to expand after the fact, meaning the emotional impact often arrives later than the action itself. This creates a delayed emotional feedback structure across the collective. In the career and material field, the tension between Aries initiation and Taurus civilization becomes a defining mechanism. Early cycle decisions are driven by speed, competition, and direct execution logic. Opportunities are seized quickly, conversations are initiated without delay, and direction is asserted with confidence. However, as Taurus influence strengthens, every fast decision is subjected to sustainability pressure. The environment begins filtering outcomes based on whether they can maintain structure under reduced momentum. This creates a natural selection process where speed alone is no longer sufficient. durability becomes the determining factor of success. So Jupiter in Cancer adds a secondary layer to this professional field by increasing the importance of trust-based systems, emotionally intelligent leadership, and long-term relational security within professional environments. Opportunities that involve care, support structures, or emotionally intelligent coordination become more viable over time than those based purely on rapid expansion or competitive acceleration. Behind all of this, Pluto in Aquarius continues operating as a long-term structural reconfiguration force. Its influence is not immediate or emotionally perceptible in the same way as faster transits, but it is steadily altering the architecture. but it is steadily altering the architecture of collective systems, group behavior, and network-based organization. This is a background transformation of how collective coordination functions. All structural patterns lose coherence gradually while new systemic models begin forming under pressure, especially in areas involving technology, social organization, and distributed systems of influence. As the cycle moves towards its later phase, the Aries initiation energy begins to lose dominance, not by disappearance but by integration into slower systems of evaluation. What was initiated quickly is now either stabilizing under Taurus logic or being filtered out as unsustainable. The Gemini moon continues to distribute perception across multiple channels, but emotional clarity begins to increase as Jupiter in Cancer deepens internal emotional coherence. The result is a gradual shift from reactive acceleration towards selective stabilization. By the end of the cycle window, the collective field is no longer defined by speed alone. It is defined by what survived this speed. What remains is what could pass through initiation pressure, emotional expansion, and stabilization testing simultaneously. This creates a final condition where outcomes are no longer determined by how fast they began, but by how consistently they can hold under reduced momentum and increased emotional and material scrutiny. The governing logic of this entire cycle is therefore not acceleration or stability in isolation, but sequencing integrity. What is initiated quickly must survive slow evaluation, and what survives the slow evaluation becomes structurally real within the collective field. So that's what I had for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. I surely made it for you to enjoy. And if you did, please like this video, comment this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel so you get first dibs on future uploads. And of course, that would help me grow this supreme channel of ours. And in case you wanted to help me do that. And yeah, thanks for being here, collective. Check out the other videos too, because I always got all sign readings and sign specific readings, longs and shorts, divination ones, and astrology ones. So check them all out. They could all be insightful. I make them all with that same standard of supremacy that I stress in all my works. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it. But anyhow, thank you so much for being here, collective. Thank you so much for your time. And until the next time, blessings.